So Lyft just made a new change. The question is, what are they hiding and why? Hey everyone, Chris here from Real Rideshare Stories. If you're new to the channel and you're looking for different things within the rideshare industry, whether it's some news, whether it's tips and tricks for passengers and drivers, or actual rideshare rides, whether they're crazy, funny, whatever it might be, make sure you start by hitting the subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. All right, so Lyft has made a major change to the driver app, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute. So passengers, though, that are watching this, just know that what we're talking about is the transaction between what you are paying as a passenger and then what the driver is actually making. And so there's a percentage that Uber and Lyft do take, and it's been ever growing over the past few years. It used to be a certain percentage where they would take maybe 20% when it was the 80-20 split. But since they transitioned the way they pay drivers, it actually will go, sometimes 40, 50, 60% will go to the rideshare company instead of the driver itself. So if you didn't know that you do know now. But going back to the change that Lyft made, that is a very big deal, is the fact that when you go into your rate card and the fare breakdown of any fare that you took on the Lyft platform, not Uber, just the Lyft, you can see the normal breakdown. And then when you go to see what the rider paid, you don't see that anymore. So you don't know as a driver what the rider paid for that ride. So the rider could have paid, $15, $16, $17, and you might have gotten paid $5.25 for that ride. You won't know the percentage that they took on top of that. So some people might be saying, what does it matter if I know what they're taking or their percentage is what they're taking or not? I get paid by mileage and time. Well, yeah, you got a good point there, but again, it's further blurring the lines of transparency between the company itself, which would be, in this case, Lyft, with the drivers and the passengers. So it's just blurring that transparency line even more. So they could be doing certain things where their take is much larger. So like I said, if a rider is paying $15, $16, $17 and a driver is only making around $5 and maybe $6 for that ride, you can see that's a major percentage that they're taking. That's like a 60% change or 60% take that they're taking when you're getting 40% of that. Now, I don't know my math right off the bat, but that's about the same. So yeah, it is a major thing because you don't have that transparency anymore. Now, Lyft has been cutting its transparency for quite a while now. They just also recently decided to cut out, the distance and direction if you kept a certain acceptance rate. So if you were driving with a 90% acceptance rate and a ride comes in, you get that ping for a ride and you can accept or deny a ride, it would show you the name. It may show you a picture on the Lyft platform if the passenger put a picture in. It'll show you the rating, the passenger rating, and then it would show you, the distance to pick up. And then if you had that 90% rating, it would also show you one more thing, which would be the time or the estimated time that it would be for that ride and the location or direction it would be. So it would pop up and say 12 minutes south, 82 minutes north, 14 minutes southwest, something like that. It would pop up and show that. But then there was an email that went out to everybody that said, we're suspending this program for the duration for whatever reason. They didn't even give a reason. And then they said, if it comes back, we'll let you know. Other than that, they didn't say anything. So that's a lack of transparency right there because they instituted this direction and time distance. So you could better make a decision if you wanted to take that ride or not because you had a little bit more information. And then another thing that they've blurred their transparency on was the long rides. So if a ride was expected to be or estimated to be at least 45 minutes or longer, you would get a notification on that ping screen saying the same thing, saying long ride, 45-minute plus. Some areas have seen 30 minutes or an hour as well in terms of their breakdown. But most areas, it was a 45-minute long ride or more. So if it was, an hour and a half, you would have gotten this little notification on the ping screen saying long ride, 45-minute plus. It didn't say anything more than that, except the information that you normally get on the on that ride. So they've blurred that because I've gotten a lot of people saying that they don't see this notification anymore. So could it be that passengers are, ordering it for a certain place and getting the ride and then changing it before the driver gets there? Sure, some people are doing that, absolutely. But for the most part, I think it's just Lyft not putting that out there anymore. And I think one of the things that I've noticed, the change when they made this 90% acceptance rate change, where you could see the time, the estimated time and the direction, that's when I really noticed a lot more people either commenting in the videos or talking in live chats or even on Facebook pages, talking about how they haven't seen the long ride notification in quite a while for long rides. And it seems like that was the transition point. Now, if that's true or not, I don't know. When I drive, like I say, I drive mostly at night. There's not too many long rides that I get when it comes to it, because most people are going to and from bars or to the school or whatever it might be. But yeah, that's kind of the difference there. So no, I don't get too many long rides. When I do, every time I've gotten a long ride, it's popped up, but I haven't gotten a long ride come in quite a while. So this was before that whole transition to knowing where your estimated direction would be and estimated time. It was long before that. So yeah, it was, I can't comment directly, but if anybody else can, comment below, let me know. Now, also, if you have any possible ideas on why they're further blurring this transparency between the company itself, how it operates, what its collection is per ride, when it comes to also the transparency to its drivers, when it comes to the transparency as its passengers, and when it comes to its transparency as the overall public image and other regulatory bodies that it may or may not report to. What is your take on that? Comment below, let me know. But yeah, it is kind of a big deal. For the most part, it's not going to change how you drive because your pay rate is going to stay the same. Your mileage rate and your time rate, unless they send out an email and let you know that it's going to change. But yeah, other than that, everything is going to stay the same. You just won't be able to see what the rider pays. So you won't be able to tell if they're taking a lot more than what they're expected or what you think they should. But yeah, it's a pretty crazy thing for sure. But comment below, let me know on your thoughts on it. If you even care too is another thing. But yeah, like I said, some people aren't going to care about it. They're just going to drive. Other people are going to be like, that further blurs it. But I just want to let you guys know if you didn't know already. All right, with that being said, that's the end of today's video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications for all of our upcoming videos. And as always, never drink and drive. Always tip your drivers, and we'll see you next time.